My name is Gibson Mushunje, the General Secretary of the Energy Sector Workers Union of Zimbabwe. Once again, I need to address the issues that were raised by, I don't want to call him a journalist, a person who has been operating with the G40 system can only be a spin doctor. The Goebbels type during the Second World War. Felix Share is the person I'm talking about at the Herald, who wrote a story in the Herald of the 23rd of January 2018, which is being contradicted by the business section of the same Herald on the 23rd of September. Workers have demanded 75%. Whether this is true or false, I don't want to divulge what is in the position paper going to collective bargaining, contrary to the practices of collective bargaining worldwide, where there are always ground rules that bind us when going to collective bargaining. But the honest truth is 75% is a collective bargaining negotiation position, which is normal. There is no union which will ever engage in collective bargaining starting with 1% on its position paper. Then when you negotiate, what will you get? 0.001%. All unions can demand even aeroplanes. It's normal. This is very normal. Now for a journalist, sorry, not a journalist, for a spin doctor now to tell us that this is what ZESA workers are demanding, he goes on further. He says the workers are demanding a holiday allowance that can take on board 4 children, wives or girlfriends for a foreign holiday. I'm happy Felix Share is in the same boat with management, and he has actually given us a tip of what managers are getting. This is a fact. When Zeu and Neus put the issue of holiday allowance on their position paper, and I repeat, on the position paper, it's not something that has been agreed. It is a very normal reaction to have this holiday allowance on the position paper. It's a reaction to this benefit because managers have been and are still enjoying this holiday allowance is properly captured by Felix Share. Managers at ZESA are enjoying that holiday allowance. So it's normal for us unions to say, okay, fine, we also want an allowance which is similar or perhaps equal to what you are giving to managers. The reason why ZESA has got a secretive payroll is because they want to dispense such benefits like the holiday allowance. And the Felix Share is saying workers do not have the right to come up with a position paper for collective bargaining. The holiday allowance is being mentioned only as a position for collective bargaining. Whether or not it has been agreed upon is a matter for another day. Daniel Maviva is a management services manager, and perhaps the only organization, not only in Zimbabwe but in the world, the only organization that employs a management services manager. His duty is to dispense such allowances. Dispense allowances related to car wash. Dispense allowances related to entertainment and so many other allowances that we cannot name. Contrary to a cabinet directive, which was clearly repeated by Minister Shinamasa when he gave his economic blueprint in Parliament. Salaries for parastatal bosses have been pegged, and ZESA is going around that directive by employing Daniel Maviva to do the secretive payroll, which carries or which has got holiday allowance for managers as one of the packages. So it is a normal reaction for workers to say we want something similar to that holiday allowance. Workers in ZESA or even in the entire energy sector know it will never be agreed to, yet alone implemented. And we know the Zimbabwe Union of Journalists, ZUJ, will carry similar demands when they go to collective bargaining. They should never be written in a Goebbels fashion as if they are agreed positions. If you look at the manner with which Share writes or writes about this demand, he's writing to say this is what ZESA workers, this is the insinuation. The public out there will conclude to say this is what ZESA workers are getting. He goes on to say the demands will push the wage bill together with our demand for settlement of the 2012 collective bargaining agreement. This is not only madness, it's laughable. We know the document. He crafted it in Fulad Gwazira's office at the behest of Pasi and Chifamba. Where are we? ZESA's wage bill currently takes only 12% of revenue. Currently. The law allows the wage bill to take up to between 19 and 30% of revenue, and this is prescribed and pronounced at law. Currently, ZESA's wage bill is at 12%. The other reason why they want to take the other percentage is to leave enough to sustain their private companies. The companies that are installing prepaid meters, funded by Engineer Shere, bypassing Engineer Chisina at test section, who is supposed to handle all new meters coming into ZESA. This is the reason why the Herald on Monday was screaming on his headline when a proper journalist, Jamaida Murwira, put it on record that ZESA has imported 11,000 defective meters. Those meters were supposed to pass through Engineer Chisina at test. But no, they were handled by Engineer Sharon at head office. Sharon does not have any test bay for a meter. The secretive manner with which the meters were handled shows ZESA's class of Alibaba and the 40 thieves. In typical spin doctor fashion, Share plays the role of ZESA's political commissar by insinuating or suggesting that there should be a tariff increase. We are the first trade union to urge or to demand through government structures. We even wrote to the office of the president to say we don't want the tariff increase. Share in his article, paragraph 3, sentence 4 of his article in the Herald of the 23rd of January 2018, on page 2, he suggests that there be a tariff increase. Contrary to the call made by His Excellency President Emmerson Mnangagwa, that prices and eventually the cost of living and even the cost of doing business must go down. What Share is suggesting, the call that is fronting for and on behalf of ZESA, is to suggest that the increase must be, there should be a tariff increase. Check his article on page 2 of the Herald, paragraph 3, sentence number 4. He is suggesting that this public must be given another load. Contrary to what his minister was saying before the Parliamentary Portfolio Committee. And this is on record. The minister did a good thing. He lowered the prices of fuel. Whether or not the percentage is good is a matter for discussion. But the very fact that he took the very first step to remove duty tells the story. We thought Share was supposed to write about Wycliffe Chifai. We thought Share was supposed to write about, trying to project the idea of the minister. We thought Share was going to write, to sing along even the president, to say, okay, fine, you have lowered the price of fuel. Do the same with electricity. No. Share is Chifamba's political commissar. He's on ZESA's payroll. He's not doing this for nothing. We want a lifestyle audit for Share. We want to check whether or not the fortunes that he is sitting on has been gotten properly. We want to see where he inherited from. We are not surprised. Share is a student of Jonathan Moyo at the G40. He's capable of doing that. He's no longer a journalist. He's a spin doctor. ESUS is on record to be the first union to urge the government not to allow a tariff increase, because this will bring untold suffering to the masses. We are not saying they should never be. I want to be quoted well. I'm not saying they should never be. We want a due diligence first. This is the meter where you find on heavy consumers like Coca-Cola, heavy consumers like Sito Farade, Geoffrey Motor Waterworks, heavy consumers at Sebos, heavy consumers like the railways, heavy consumers like Zimasco, and all the other utilities that you can talk of. They do not have three-phase meters or domestic meters. They use digital maximum demand meters. We want a due diligence on those meters. We want those meters named. We want to know their exact numbers. And we want to know how much they are bringing in to be able to know how much we are supposed to get. What ZESA managers have done is to go and negotiate with, say, Coca-Cola and say, look, if you are supposed to pay 2 million for this maximum demand meter, pay 500,000 to ZESA each month and put 50,000 to my account. Like what happened with a customer called Melksham at Willowvale. Melksham is a company owned by the Chinese in the business of smelting metal scrap. A manager whom we can name was benefiting from that. He is sitting on an empty meter. This is what is happening to most of the empty meters. Most of the empty meters have been negotiated to make sure that something is being paid into the individual customer, into the individual account of a certain manager, in exchange for paying less for the total cost of electricity consumed. We laugh when we hear that Kariba South is coming on board. All that fresh energy is going to waste. There is no guarantee that we are going to get cost of that energy to descend, given the conduct of the thieves at the corner of Samora and Park Street. So, in short, we are saying we want not only accounting for the money that is already coming to ZESA, but accounting for the revenue base, and hope I've explained. Revenue base meaning to account for all the meters that are on the ground. I'll give you an example. Between 2009 and 2010, ZESA was getting 19 million from Harare East District. ZESA was getting 19 million a month. ZESA was getting 19 million a month from Harare East District. Harare East District is one of the 4 districts that make up ZTT DC Harare region. You'll be surprised that they are getting less than 19 million. Despite that, there are additions to the customer base. There is Salim Gade, which is now electrified. There is Hartcliffe, which is now electrified, to name just but 2 locations. There is Brookview in Harare East. When we went past 2009, Zimre Park was just coming up in terms of installations. So what are we saying? The customer base has not shrunk, but the revenue base has shrunk. I repeat, the customer base has increased, but the revenue base has shrunk. Can that problem be attributed to anybody other than the current so-called managers. What is the reason? They called private contractors to install prepaid meters. The private contractors who were installing the meters are not qualified than the staff at ZESA. They equipped properly those contractors. Solar Hut, Finmark, Nyamazela. If you visit any depot station today, you will find a truck belonging to a private contractor parked at the depot without any ZESA truck inside. ZESA is using vintage trucks. The tricks surrounding the prepaid meters, they used contractors. Now it's on record, the meters were defective. The meters were defective, right? The meters were not only defective, but the meters were not only defective, but they were bypassed. And who bypassed them? It is the private contractors. You see, this is a critical point. The meters that have been installed at the behest of Sharon, they have not only been bypassed by the contractors, they are defective. Defective because they were installed without passing through a legitimate procedure. They were not tested by Engineer Chisina at test section. The reason for going around Chisina was to make sure that Chisina is not made aware of those meters. And the reason for not wanting him to know is to make sure that they are not put on the record. That's the reason. So we are saying, I repeat, we don't want to see any tariff increase now. A due diligence must be done to see whether or not we are collecting revenue 100%, to account for all the meters, both MD, postpaid meters, and the recently installed prepaid meters. We want a due diligence to that. The people of Zimbabwe must know and hear this from us as representatives of workers in the electricity industry. The demands they saw from Felix Share, we will not talk much about them. They have been contradicted by the same Herald on Business Herald of the same 23rd of January 2018. Business Herald B3, page 3. A real journalist put the picture into perspective. The lowest paid employee at ZESA is being paid $222. That's a worker in A1 step 1. And as the proper journalist, the business reporter put it, if the new collective bargaining, if the 2012 agreement is implemented, we want that worker to rise from 222 basic to 270, which is not beyond the scope of ZESA, and which will not shoot beyond the 30% prescribed by law as reserved for salaries. I repeat, the lowest paid employee now, and as properly captured by Business Herald of the same day Felix Share published his maintenance. Business Herald, page number 3 of the same newspaper. We wonder whether the editor went through the paper. We thought what was supposed to be headline material was the grilling of ZESA managers at Parliament the previous day before the Parliamentary Portfolio Committee, whereupon the minister said he was happy to see those managers being grilled. The minister also wants to know the truth. We also want to know the truth. We want our 2012 implemented. There are judicial decisions. The days to ignore judicial decisions are over. And that should be made very clear. They could do that in the G45. Anything could go. We will not waste time commenting on ZESA's figures on revenue losses, so-called revenue losses, which are published first in an advert of the 21st of January in the Sunday Mail. We will not waste time commenting on that. The Sunday Mail of the 21st of January. ZESA placed an advert. It's not even a report from a journalist. ZESA placed an advert on page 12 alluding to the fact that they've incurred losses. What losses? What losses? The same claims were repeated by Share in the Herald of the 23, that when he sought to cast us as heartless workers who want to make heaven on earth. It's never like that. We don't want heaven on earth. We want equal pay for equal work. We want equal work for equal pay. Just like what any other normal worker will do in Zimbabwe, in Africa, in SADC, or even in the first world. This is normal. Collective bargaining is a right given to us, and Share seems not to know that. We are not surprised. We know he's not interested in whatever the Zimbabwe Union of Journalists bargains for, because he's feeding fact from Zesa Sport. If he wants to be given a job by Flood Gwasira, he must simply do that. No one knows Zesa's accounts for Zesa to try and lie that it is running losses. Losses from where? Zesa is a monopoly. I want to repeat this. Zesa is the only company that generates, distributes, Zesa is the only company that generates, transmits, and distributes electricity. There is no way a monopoly can make losses. In fact, instead of crying over losses, they are, as an obligation, as a constitutional obligation, Zesa is supposed to declare dividend. Zesa is supposed to declare dividend to government, as it used to do, than to wail and make noise, cry over losses arising from corruption. But the minister was very clear that heads were going to roll. This is why Share's article appears on the same page where the minister is just commenting that heads should roll. That is meant to tarnish the force and effect of Share's judgment. Is meant to tarnish, substitute, and rubbish the minister's statement. What Share is saying is this public must suffer again. Another tariff increase must be given to this public. We are fighting what the G40 did to the industry, and Share has been deployed as a commissar to defend that. I gave you an example of Harare East only, which is running losses now, despite an increase in the customer base. They are shouting was celebrating power stations, the coming on board of Kariba South Power Station. That project was initiated by Comrade Christopher Mchangwa during his time as ambassador to China. The other project that is taking off at Wange is never an initiative of Zesa. It is the same Christopher Mchangwa who initiated those projects. It's clear. Follow all his posts whilst he was ambassador to China. Follow his post whilst he was ambassador to China. But because he went onto the wrong side of the politics of the day, does not necessarily remove what he did as ambassador. The only project that has been initiated, the only power station project that has been initiated by Zesa management is the one that has never seen, and that will never see the light of day. The one they wanted to do it with Wignell Chifai. This is the reason now there is a war between Chifamba and the MT. He caused it to be suspended. The reason was that Chifamba wanted to wrestle the project that Guariro was heavy. This is the only reason, so that he would give them to Wignell Chifai. It's not a secret that Chivayo was and is still sitting on contracts with a net value of 685 million. This is where you see the Sengwa Gokwe power station project, upgrade of Wange, upgrade of Blawa power station, the Minyati power station upgrade, the upgrade of Harare power station, and the ongoing upgrade of Kariba power station, and the numerous other hydropower stations that were supposed to be to take off. Chifamba was and is still comfortable doing business with Wigman Chifamba. That's the only power station project he can talk of. I think for now I rest my case.
For these and other stories, visit our website www.263chat.com. Follow us on Twitter @263chat and like our Facebook page 263chat.